The Thrissur Pooram is known as one of the largest temple festivals and celebrated across the world, followed across the world, and people from all over the world come to Thrissur just to attend this festival. Kerala, known for its rich culture and traditions, and Thrissur Pooram is a festival that is heavily contributing to Kerala's rich cultural heritage. Irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, age, thousands, in fact lakhs throng Thrissur every year to witness this procession, to immerse into an energy like no other. The Melam, the Panchavadyam, the Vedikatte, all of it, the Kodamatam, all of these are unique. People come together to celebrate this festival. Music, processions, fire, flare, fireworks. More than 1 million devotees have been part of this festival on some occasions. The Pooram is centered around the Vadkunathan temple, right at the center of Thrissur, and of course then you have the Tiruvambadi and the Paramika Devasams along with other temples sending their processions and representations. And this is largely to pay obeisance to Shiva, the presiding deity of the Vadkunathan temple. Now there are many parts to this festival. Unfortunately this year, quite a lot of them were disrupted. Now, those who arrived in Thrissur foregoing their sleep to attend the majestic Pande Melam, Panchavadyam performances and also the Vedikatte this year were left Vedikattes of fireworks. They were disappointed by restrictions placed, some scuffles that broke out, confrontation between the cops and the temple committee members, barricades put up by cops in pocket roads, and it was difficult for people to even come to the Swaraj ground around 11 p.m. in the night, although even the court rulings permit them to come till about 2 a.m. But the restrictions were put in place since 9:30 p.m. The ritual that's held with a row of 7 elephants saw some disruptions at the start of the night itself, and with very small, minuscule representations sent by the Tiruvambadi Devasam that took huge offense to the conduct of the local police commissioner, who now stands transferred. Some members of the public, devotees, were also barred from grounds by the police citing crowd control. Now that led to the temple board members protesting against the curbs, and then reportedly some of the board members were also blocked from the grounds. The Devasam board protested the restrictions, causing delay in the fireworks display. The Vedikatte, that is supposed to begin at 3 a.m., the Brahma Muhurtam around that time, finally began around 7 a.m. and for the first time in the Pooram's history, the fireworks display took place in daylight. It's never ever happened in hundreds of years old tradition. Now this was after many temples participating protested by switching off the lighting on the pandals and also hitting a pause on the Panchavadyams. So what exactly happened? Why were these disruptions witnessed? Many allege that it was unnecessary restrictions placed by the police. The state government now trying to ascertain the facts. The state government has recommended the transfers of 2 top police officials, the commissioner and the assistant commissioner, and asked permission from the poll body to move out the Thrissur district police chief and the assistant commissioner with immediate effect. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan also directing the state police chief to conduct an investigation into the complaints about the police conduct during the Thrissur Pooram. 2 complaints have been filed against the cops for their conduct, and the state has sought a report on the same. Tom Vadakan, Vivek Srivastav and Lokesh Jindal stay on with us. Mr. Tom Vadakan, the BJP in the state has alleged that it was the presence of certain umbrellas that were going to be used for the Kodamatam that triggered this whole angst from the local commissioner. They have alleged that this is deliberately done to disrupt the Pooram celebrations.
Well, Anand, there's a lot of truth in it. Because this time the Kodamatam, the Koda, that is the umbrella, had digital, display. It is normally not that way. They traditionally come out with the electrical arrangements, but this was digital totally. And the cops looked like they were under some instruction, to be honest with you. The normal practice is for the audience to be closer into Swaraj round, and they were not permitted. They were manhandled. The other exercise that went about is these people who had come from all sections of Kerala and abroad, tourists, were not allowed to be in close vicinity to the entire exercise. And as you mentioned, the Vedikatte was, the years I remember Vedikatte, I have been a resident of Thrissur. I have never missed it. And it's in the middle of the night that the sky is illuminated. Even Washington DC during their celebration used to use our technology for their celebrations. So that is the kind of range that firework operation was. And here was the police commissioner and his assistant police commissioner saying that there is a situation where we cannot hold it at that time. The Muhurtam was over, and after that, around 7 o'clock during broad daylight, this had to be done. And one more thing, the mahouts who had to feed the elephants were not given permission to reach the elephant. Now, can you imagine a situation where the elephants are not properly fed in time? It could create a situation where, there have been accidents earlier, but this would have been a real man-created tragedy. And this entire exercise, now the left government says, we will institute an inquiry, we are asking the election commission or whatever to take permission to remove them. Now, police officers don't act blindly unless they have information, and the information comes from the top. They have acted according to what instructions that were given to them. These officers are victims of the orders that have come from top. Law and order machinery is with the state government. So the left government cannot wash its hands, Anand, on this issue. This has created a situation which has led to a lot of frustration, not only in Thrissur, but all those who came all the way from Kerala, from other parts of Kerala, who had to go back without even seeing the entire operation. Yeah. Now, it's a sad commentary that a festival which is secular, let me redefine, the Christians are involved in it, Muslims are involved in it, Hindus are involved in it. It is one of the most secular festival, I think, Kerala has ever seen. And that has been ruined by instructions from the top, and the police officers have manhandled people. The Devasam board withdrew the elephants. Can you read this? In the middle of the process, a part of protest, the elephants were withdrawn.
Yeah. The Tirumbadi Devasam particularly withdrew it because we are given to understand, Vivek Srivastav, that there were frantic calls that went from the left candidate of the Lok Sabha elections in Thrissur to the central leadership and said, control this, otherwise the sentiment is going to swing away from us. We are given to understand that the IG of Kerala had to intervene and admonish the commissioner before things were brought. But by then, too much water and too much had gone to pass. The entire festival disrupted.
Look, first of all, the CPI candidate, Mr. V.S. Sunil Kumar, has clearly said that he has issued a statement, unnecessary interference of the police had created a ruckus because they acted without imbibing the spirit of the festival. This is the official statement that he has made. Nobody is foolish enough in the time of elections to be coming out and creating such a ruckus. That's the first part. Second part, Mr. Vadakan is confused. It is the police which goes into the fact finding. It is the police which acts. If there is something in which political leaders are involved or something controversial, then they try to contact the Home Minister. In every state, this is the process. It is not as if the government is running into fact finding and gives the instruction to the police to act. Number two, the police of that area, although you have rightly said, the Chief Minister has acted against the Commissioner and the Assistant Commissioner. They have been transferred. The complaints by the temple boards have been taken and cognizance is being done. However, I would like to add one thing. The amount of pressure because of the BJP and the allied organizations right through Ramzan till the festival of Eid, and now this was immense. We were expecting, and we are very careful over there, the police, that this is election time and no incidents which is unpleasant might happen. The way things have been, the BJP is mismanaging things in Bengal. We don't want a repetition of the same in Kerala. However, yes, I do agree, the police was over-enthusiastic. It should not have done what it did, and the corrective action is being taken. There is no politics behind it. And I believe the police reacted because of the immense pressure, because of these gentlemen. Mr. Suresh Gopi, the BJP candidate over there, he was nowhere in picture, and finally when everything was solved, he comes over there and tries to take the credit. He tries to take the credit that, he's trying to solve out the problem.
The person who was supposed to be in picture there is the revenue minister of the state, who though not acting as and who was absconding from about 8 p.m. in the evening till about 4:35 a.m. in the morning, not taking calls. The person who was absconding was also the collector who pushed on the blame to the commissioner. Now, these are all what sources are telling me here at CNN News 18. And Lokesh Jindal, the point is, whose responsibility is it? Look at the sensitivity when it came to Ramzan. But why the same sensitivity not extended to the Pooram? Is that an unfair question to ask?
Well, Anand, meddling too much into the functioning of state machinery can have serious repercussions. Politicization of every act of administration, do or you don't do, you are damned. This is something which puts tremendous pressure upon the machinery, and that is something which must not be practiced. Because when we have such large public gathering taking place, we have such large processions, it becomes imperative on the police to take a lot of factors into due consideration and act in such a way that the life of the public in a gathering, and there should be minimal loss to life and property. And so too much of meddling and trying to infer it in a wrong manner, politicizes, is something that is unbecoming of a statesman or a leader, I would say. So it is very important that political parties and individuals,
Practice
leaders...
what you preach, sir. I'm asking you a simple question, sir. How is it that even questions have been raised even by the local Congress candidate about what happened with the Thrissur Pooram, and you are saying towing a different line. And my question to you, Lokesh Jindal, is, would your reaction have been so tepid, so amiable, trying to sort out differences had it been a different festival? It's as simple as that. Yeah, is that no, sir. Why do I ask this question? Why did Mr. Vivek Srivastava had to bring in Ramzan? Because Ramzan is over. 2 weeks to Ramzan already. Why? Why did he have to bring it in here? My simple question is, this is a festival for everybody.
There were restrictions on Eid also.
No, sir. It's not about restrictions. There was no ruckus. Nobody was stopped from doing and celebrating. Nothing happened.
I mean,
why only with Pooram? No, sir. This was an act of the commissioner. This was an act of the commissioner of Thrissur, and he is not the first time. He is not there. He is not newly appointed overnight like the whatever was said about the DIG in Murshidabad. He is not. He's been there for a long time in Thrissur. He's been there, and he has been, there are videos now of him doing the rounds, who has been participating. He has participated. He's a Kerala IPS cadre, Kerala cadre IPS officer who has participated in these, in Thrissur Pooram festivities in the past. So he knows exactly what was going on. So the question is, after knowing fully well what was going on, why did this happen? The BJP is also alleged a particular trigger. Do you back that, Mr. Tom Bodakan? You are from Thrissur, so let me ask you. You would have called and tried to find out what exactly happened.
Yes. It was a planned operation which misfired. What happened there on that occasion was the police was under pressure. Now, Mr. Jindal is taking a line that, how it should be managed. But Muralidharan, the member of parliament and a candidate there, clearly blames the left. Mismanagement has happened, and then now they're trying to escape that. The reality is they wanted to create trouble there and create a situation. But interestingly, one thing I want to add...
there has been lathi charge there also, we are given.
Yes, lathi charge. And to top it all, it was Mr. Gopi, the MP from the candidate, the BJP candidate, who sat with the collector, asked him, requested him with folded hands to have the firework operation, and it was after that the permission was given in early hours, meaning 7 o'clock, to have that fireworks. Now, how can the BJP get involved in creating a ruckus? Because this is a festival which is financed by Christians, by Muslims, by Hindus, and this is one festival which has no communal color. And that festival they've tried to damage. For what reason? What is their political mind? On what are they working in? I mean, it is something that has left the nation guessing.
Vivek Srivastava.
See, Mr. Vadakan is trying to oversimplify things. With a lot of respect for the opposition over there, primarily the Congress party, we have taken into cognizance what they said, and things were acted upon. Mr. Suresh Gopi basically tried to play politics over there I mean, he came over there into the collector's office, created a ruckus there also with the BJP people, and it is the intervention of the state chief minister that things were managed in the right way in the end. And the police was also reprimanded. This is where the things stand. But things are so scary, Anand, because of these elections, and we have no confidence in what the RSS, the VHP, the BJP, their cadre will do just to create communal problem. They have been doing it in other parts of the country.
It's so unfortunate,
that
Vivek
is the national
Srivastava.
narrative.
It's so
and
unfortunate and shallow
went into an overdrive.
that most of the people who participate in the Thrissur Pooram are actually left votaries. They are not even BJP votaries, and nobody will want to derail a festival like Thrissur Pooram. And the action was purely mandated by the instructions of the police commissioner. Are you trying to say that the police commissioner of Thrissur was actually taking instructions from the RSS? Is that what you are alleging? And the revenue minister who was supposed to be present there was absent. Is he an agent of the RSS?
Now listen to me.
The people, the devotees, there was some board and its members were lathi charged. There are videos circulating all across Kerala media where the police commissioner is actually shouting at the Devasam members and abusing them left, right and center. The Devasam board reduces and pulls back its own in all celebrations. And you are saying this is all orchestrated by the RSS and the BJP.
No. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is the state government and the left government has no role in doing this. The police went into the drive on their own. They were reprimanded and action has been taken. However, the reason what I feel that the police overacted was because there was immense pressure on them as to what the RSS could do next, and it is election time and they were being over careful. This is the whole narrative as to where it stands. It is not as if the state government said go and stop this. No, they did not. They did not. It was acted upon by the police commissioner himself. It was his decision for which he has been reprimanded, and the reason that he went into an overdrive as given by him and the other people in the police force is that there was immense pressure on them to maintain the law and order because the threat from the RSS, the BJP and the
this is a report in one of the Kerala newspapers, and on their channels. Apparently, officers who hold close connection with Thrissur and the Pooram were kept off from Pooram duty, raising several eyebrows. The special branch report demands an investigation into all these allegations. The actions of the IPS officer disgrace the entire police force, the report is claiming. The way things transpired, cops who toiled hard for the smooth conduct of the festival also had to face the wrath of the people eventually. The lathi charge on the Pooram day was definitely avoidable, but it just turned into another episode of police high-handedness. Ankit Ashokan had purportedly ordered for a lathi charge during the Pooram at the Vadakunathan temple premises the previous year as well. So it's not the first time that he is the police commissioner there, sir. So to try and blame the left and the BJP and the RSS and etc., it's a little off based on what the Kerala media itself is reporting. Tom Vadakan.
Well, the ground reality is the defense by left is very strange. This is something, I mean, many of the participants are from the left. There are RSS participants, there are BJP participants, there are Congress participants, and Muralidharan, who is a Congress candidate, blames it on left. And as you rightly pointed out, officers who have experience in that area were quietly told to keep away. And this gentleman, who has a checkered record of having a lathi charge done earlier, is put on the forefront. And he is given instruction to act. Now, what that objective was, how it would spin over, but what has actually happened is, it has created a volcanic kind of outburst in the entire Kerala. Because people from every district were there and they were disappointed with what happened. Some of them were beaten up, their clothes were torn. It's never happened. And this is the first time in the history of Thrissur that Pooram has been destroyed.
First time in the history of Sabrimala something happened. First time in the history of Thrissur Pooram something has happened. We'll leave it at that. Thank you very, very much. With that, we call it a wrap on this edition of The Right Stand. Short break. Stay with us.